everybody, and I want to thank you all for opening up your space and allowing the Kiteka Homeschool to perform for you all. Today you're going to hear a little geography, you're going to hear some poems, you're going to hear an excerpt from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., you're going to hear an excerpt from a book, and you're going to hear a short story as well. And I homeschool my sons, Sebastian and Caleb. I'm going to have them come up here and introduce themselves. I'm the headmaster, and I came to homeschool my sons 5 years ago this September. And one of the things that we do is we visit nursing homes, and we also visit schools. And our point to coming to nursing homes is we want to bring cheer to the nursing homes. It's my position that the youth, there's a disconnect between the elderly and the youth, and we want to bridge that gap.
My name is Sebastian Kiteka. I am 10 years old and attend the Kiteka Homeschool. Today I'm going to recite a poem from memory by Robert Frost called The Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler longer I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and one to wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had shod in black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how it leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be convinced with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged one, and I took the one that's traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
All right.
Hi, my name is Kiteka, and I'm 8 years old, and I attend the Kiteka Homeschool. Today I'm going to recite from memory an excerpt from the book From Man to Man by Olive Schreiner. The new mother, when she looks down at the little head upon her breast, whispers in her heart, oh, may you seek after truth. If anything I teach you be false, may it grow up from you, and pass on to higher and deeper knowledge that I ever had. If you are an artist, may no love of wealth or fame of admiration, and no fear of blame or misunderstanding, make you ever paint with pen or brush an ideal or a picture of external life otherwise than as you see it. If you become a politician, may no success for your party or yourself or the seeming good of even your nation ever lead you to tamper with reality and play a diplomatic part. In all the difficulties which will arise in life, fling yourself down on the truth and cling to that as a drowning man in a storm sea flings himself onto a plank and clings to it, knowing that whether he sinks or swims with it, it is the best he has. And if you become a man of thought and learning, oh, never with your left hand be afraid to pull down where your right has painfully built up with the years of thought and study. If you see it at last not to be founded on that which is die poor, unloved, unknown, a failure, but shut your eyes to nothing that seems to them the reality. Thank you.
Before the advent of television and radio, people sat together and entertained each other with stories. And that's what brought families and friendships together and made them stronger. Anything is better than TV, starting with stories. So here's a story, and I hope you enjoy it. It's called Connor and the Leprechaun. Once, there was a leprechaun that lived high in a tree. The tree was in front of no man's land. They called it that because no one from the fishing village were to cross that field. They knew the leprechaun liked privacy. The wonderful thing about that leprechaun is he made fine shoes. But the strange thing was, every time he made shoes for himself, he'd hear a cry of human pain. And the leprechaun would give his shoes away, and the crying would stop. We're going to do a little bit of geography and U.S. history. If you can believe it, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old learned all 44 presidents in 4 days. It took them 4 days to memorize all 44 presidents. And when I say the full 44 presidents, I'm talking about their first name, their middle initial, and their last name. 4 days. So Sebastian, Caleb, come on up. All right, Caleb, who was the 17th president?
Andrew Johnson.
Very good. Sebastian, who was the 19th president?
Rutherford B. Hayes.
Very good.
All right.
Caleb, who was the 32nd president?
32nd. Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Very good. Who was, either one of you, who was the 5th president?
James Monroe.
Who was the 2nd president?
John Adams.
All right, and last one, who was the 42nd president?
William J. Clay.
Very good. Caleb, at 8 years old, memorized not just the 50 states, but the order in which they were submitted into the Union. So, Caleb's yawning here. I guess this is a little too easy for him. Caleb, we won't go through 1 through 50, but would you like to share the first 13 states, the original 13? In the order that they were admitted to the Union. Go.
1. Delaware. 2. Pennsylvania. 3. New Jersey. 4. Georgia. 5. Connecticut. 6. Massachusetts. 7. Maryland. 8. South Carolina. 9. New Hampshire. 10. Virginia. 11. New York. 12. North Carolina. 13. Rhode Island.
Very good. Excellent. What number was Texas admitted into the state?
28.
28. And go ahead and do 40 through 50. What was the 40? 39. Let's start at 39.
39.
What was the 39th state admitted to the Union?
39 is, North Dakota.
North Dakota. Okay. And you're talking to them, so let's start from here. What was 39?
North Dakota.
Okay.
40, South Dakota. 41, Montana. 42, Washington. 43, Idaho. 44, Wyoming. 45, Utah. 46, Oklahoma. 47, New Mexico. 48, Arizona. 49, Alaska. 50, Hawaii.
Very good. All right. Excellent. Okay, now, Caleb and Sebastian, I want you to introduce this next piece. And I'm going to step to the side.
Hi, we are going to recite an excerpt from a speech by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Dr. King delivered this speech in August 11th, 1967 in Atlanta, Georgia. And then I come here tonight and plead with you. Believe in yourself and believe that you're somebody. Don't let anybody take your manhood. Be proud of our heritage. We are determined to be men. This is what the movement is saying. We are somebody. We are determined to gain our freedom by freeing our own psyche, our own souls. This is where we got to start first, for you see in the final analysis, if we're going to be truly free, nobody else can do that for us. No Lincolnian Emancipation Proclamation can do that for us. No Johnsonian Civil Rights Bill can do that for us. If we're going to be truly free, we must reach down into the inner depths of our being and sign with the pen and ink of assertive manhood, our own Emancipation Proclamation. And therefore, my friends, I can still sing, we shall overcome. We shall overcome because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. We shall overcome because Carlyle is right. No lie can live forever. We shall overcome because William Cullen Bryant is right. Truth crushed the earth will rise again. We shall overcome because Jane Russell Lowell is right. Truth forever on the scaffold, wrong forever on the throne. Yet that scaffold sways the future. And behind the dim unknown standeth God, within the shadows, keeping watch above his own. So let's keep moving, let's keep climbing, and let's not allow anything to stop us as we move toward the goal of peace and the goal of brotherhood. A great noble black bard left us a few days ago, but who will go down in history for his eloquent pen. Langston Hughes had a mother who uttered some words to her son. Well, son, I'll tell you, laugh for me ain't been no crystal stair. Tat-tacks in it, boards torn up, place with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time I've been a climbing on and reaching lands and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you stop now. Don't you set out on such because you find this kind of hard. For I'm still going, boy. I'm still climbing. And black for me ain't been no crystal stair. Well, like for none of us have been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving.
Keep moving.
Thank you.
Very